I think that Sweden is an amazing country to build a startup in. I think it's an amazing country to live in. Stockholm is a city that works. If you go to Berlin or New York, like, you have to sort of get used to things just breaking down and not working.
While London and Berlin have grabbed headlines for their thriving technology scenes, Stockholm has also recently emerged as one of Europe's hottest startup capitals.
I'm Carl Waldekrans. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Ticktail, an online store platform launched only 18 months ago, sometimes called the Tumblr of e-commerce.
With a population of less than 1 million, Stockholm's startups are spread out across the city. One company, Narrative, is run out of a small house in the old part of town called Gamlestan.
Narrative is the developer of a product called the Narrative Clip. It's a camera that sits on your shirt or jacket where it takes a photo all by itself every 30 seconds, making it possible to capture your entire life in photos.
Over the last 10 years, Sweden has received one of the highest levels of venture capital investment per capita anywhere in Europe.
There are lots of successes that have come out of Sweden, like Skype, Spotify, SoundCloud. That's something we can leverage. We can get lots of knowledge from talking to the people we know from those companies. And it's just a very sharing-based community among startups here in Stockholm.
Spotify is one of several successes to emerge from the Swedish startup scene. The company was recently valued at more than $4 billion.
You know, I think historically Sweden has always been a place that has punched above its weight, entrepreneurially, technologically, with companies like Volvo, Ericsson, Saab. Spotify was part of a new generation, very much part of the startup scene at a time, that, typical 10 guys in an apartment working away. And now there's a really thriving startup scene in Stockholm.
Ticktail started in my kitchen. Like, we were 3 people then, we were working every weekend, still maintaining our day jobs. Every month we would save up half our salaries and we put them in this joint savings account, and this would become the starting capital for Ticktail. We did this for 6 months and finally quit our jobs, and we launched the first store, my mother's store. And that's where Ticktail started.
The startup culture in Silicon Valley and San Francisco is massive compared to Stockholm. But other than that, the opportunities exist in both places. The funding is here, the people, the great engineers are here.
We have a really strong design and engineering culture, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that we have free education. I mean, the Swedish model is that university, higher education should be available to anyone.
Also key to the country's success, some say here, is the so-called law of Junta.
It's a Scandinavian cultural thing. That's basic idea is that no one is better than anyone else. You can't go out and say in Sweden that, hey, I'm really great at this. And to some part that is a limiting thing. But what it does is that it creates very flat hierarchies. Although I have the title CEO, like, this product is being built by every person in this company. That just creates an environment where innovation can come from all places.